Hi, it's Liz with AXPONA. The show is this week, so I'm here with one final exhibitor preview. I'm here with Chuck from Impex Records. Hi, Chuck.
Hi, Liz. How are you doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Terrific. I'm really looking forward to AXPONA, and I can't wait to get there and see all the great things that are happening in Chicago.
Well, we're excited for the show and excited to see you there. So,
Great.
so to start things off, why don't you share a little bit about Impex Records and your role there for anyone who's not familiar?
Well, Impex Records is one of the premier audiophile labels that are doing reissues today. And when I say premier, there are many labels that do reissues, but very few do them with the sense of history and care and the attention to detail that Impex does. And that really is an amazing thing because, as we know, there are many audiophiles who have rediscovered vinyl in the last 10 to 15 years. And Impex really has created some of the very best reissues of classic albums possible. I am a reissue producer, a historian and archivist, and I'm an author. So I do a lot of the writing for these Impex reissues, and I also do audio production.
Wow, you wear a lot of hats.
Hmm.
Great. So I know you have some special previews that are going to happen at the show. Could you share a little bit about that?
Sure. We're very proud of our most recent reissue, which is a 45 RPM one step edition of the classic Gets Gilberto album. And this is the album that actually broke bossa nova in the United States. And when I say that, I mean it contained the quintessential bossa nova song that made it popular, and that is The Girl from Ipanema, sung by Astrid Gilberto. And this album has enjoyed many reissues, but our reissue, we believe, is the finest all analog 45 RPM one step release. And I know that we're going to be showing that and talking about it a lot at Expona.
Wow, fascinating. I mean, I feel like everyone knows that song, but then to kind of hear it in a new way and then hear it on
Right.
the system will be an awesome experience.
It's truly amazing. I think they did preview this last year, and it got rave reviews. Now it's out, and it's getting amazing critical praise, which is nice. The album that I'm going to be playing in the Quintessence Suite is our brand new 45 RPM one step edition of Frank Sinatra's Sing and Dance with Frank Sinatra, which originally came out I guess in 2019 as a 33 RPM, and really benefits from this new format as a 45 RPM one step.
Cool. And so I know that, so that's going to be kind of like some special sessions that are going to be in the quintessence room. So,
Yes, correct. This album is really amazing because it was Frank Sinatra's breakout album as he was transitioning from Columbia Records to Capitol Records. It was recorded in 1950, and it's a mono album, but it was one of the very first LPs that Frank Sinatra recorded on recording tape. So it's truly high fidelity, even though it's mono. And it also shows Frank Sinatra as a swing artist. For the prior 10 years, he had been primarily known as a crooner who was singing and recording romantic ballads with lush string arrangements. And for this record, his first fully conceived 10-inch LP of up-tempo jazz, he starts to swing and starts to really cook, and it's just an amazing performance. And what's also interesting about this record, Liz, is that it came on the cusp of three different technological changes that occurred at this time. It was a transition from shellac 78 records to the 33 LP. They were using vinyl as opposed to shellac, so you had a quieter surface. You had an increased playing time, and the records were made on recording tape, which obviously opened up a whole new world of high fidelity for records and sonics. Now, the other thing that's interesting is that at the moment that this was being made, Frank Sinatra was undergoing an intense personal change in his life. And for that reason, his voice was under tremendous stress, and he had a throat hemorrhage while on stage at the Copacabana Club in New York the week that he was supposed to record this album. So the producer, Mitch Miller, went into the studio in New York City, and he decided that he was going to get all of the instrumental backgrounds and have Frank come back to the studio when his throat healed so that he could overdub his vocals. And this is really an amazing thing that occurred very early in the new recording method of recording tape, and also in the LP era. It was very rare for a vocalist or anyone to overdub when they were doing disc recordings. And now, with this new technology and recording tape, they were actually able to accomplish this. And we went back to the original composite master tape, the vocally overdub tapes. And even though they're mono, they truly sound spectacular. And I think in the 45 RPM format, you can really hear what the master tape sounds like. It's truly amazing stuff.
Wow, what a great story to kind of know
Yeah.
how that came about and what makes it so special.
Well,
And
the other thing that we try to do at Impex is really give the listener a sense of the history. So it's not just about the music; it's about how the music was recorded, technically, what the state of the art of audio recording was at that moment, and it's also about how people like Frank Sinatra and Stan Getz and so many other artists that we work with, how they crafted and guided the process of making their records. So that's all detailed in the history that we provide inside the liner notes. All of the Impex releases have a beautiful 4-color booklet inside, and this one is truly expanded. It's got rare photos and recording element photos and diagrams. It's just really an amazing package if you love the music and you really enjoy knowing how it was made.
yeah, and that brings like that whole experience too to listening, because like you're reading the liner notes and you're listening and you're enjoying it, and
Exactly. I always think that there's a much greater appreciation when you listen to an album if you know the circumstances behind how it was conceived and recorded. And that's what we try to do at Impex at every turn.
great. Well, for all of our attendees, if you want to go see some of these beautiful Impex albums, they're going to be at the Elusive Disc booth in the Expo Hall, booth 9218, and so be sure to stop by. And Chuck, thank you so much. We'll see you at the show.
Thank
And
you, Liz. This
yep,
has been an enjoyable session. Thanks. I appreciate it.
thank you.
See you in Chicago.
See you in Chicago.